Thank you to Veyer for sponsoring this video. Hey pen people, this is a Field Notes pocket notebook. And this is a Field Notes pocket notebook. And this. And all three of these. They're super popular. And I kind of love them, but I also kind of hate them because there are some things that Field Notes does exceptionally well, but there are other things that they kind of suck at, and they're things that don't have to suck, things that could be so much better. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what's great about Field Notes, what sucks about Field Notes, and I'm going to recommend 5 alternative pocket notebooks that I think have a lot to offer. If any of these pocket notebooks catch your eye, I'll have them linked in the chapters section of the description. Okay, so what's great about Field Notes? What's sucky about Field Notes? What I love most about Field Notes is just how darn creative their designs are. They're just so fun, and they are always coming out with these quarterly special editions that are just so eye-catching. It makes them fun to collect and to use. But other than fun vibes and gorgeous designs, Field Notes is falling short in some really fundamental ways. Durability and paper quality. So here's one of their standard craft edition notebooks that I filled a couple years ago. The top and bottom staples have completely torn out of the cover, and I can tell that the middle staple kind of wants to go too. I had a similar problem with the Signs of Spring edition. The staple started tearing out, and you can see I rebound this one. I like how it looks rebound. It's very durable, it's kind of cool, but I kind of wish that it hadn't torn in the first place. The other thing that kind of sucks about Field Notes is that they're best suited for ballpoints and pencils. If you're a fountain pen user like me, you're most likely going to be a little bit disappointed in how this paper performs. And I get it. Fountain pens are a niche hobby. I can't expect Field Notes to accommodate every niche that's out there, but fountain pens are growing in popularity, and there are so many other pocket notebooks out there, often for a much cheaper price, that are great with fountain pens. So I just don't see any reason why Field Notes can't up their game a little bit and be a little bit more fountain pen friendly as well. Okay, so if Field Notes is falling short, what pocket notebooks do I recommend instead? As we go through these, keep in mind that my 5 recommendations are a very small sampling of what's really out there. So please share in the comments what pocket notebooks you recommend. Okay, the first Field Notes alternative that I'm going to recommend is Lochby's pocket notebook. Lochby sent me their waxed canvas pocket journal last year, and it came with one of these. They have 68 GSM Tome River paper that is famously good for fountain pens. I can't show you inside this one because it's full of my thoughts, but I can show you the inside of my A5 version, which I am still filling up. So all the notebooks I'm going to show you today are stitch bound, which automatically makes them more durable than Field Notes. And this one's no exception. It's got a nice stitch bound spine, it's got a beefy cover, and this little notebook packs 72 pages. Lochby currently sells these notebooks in a 4-pack for $23.99. That's $6 a notebook, which is more expensive than most of the notebooks I'll be showing you today, and it's more expensive than at least the starting price of Field Notes. But really, when you buy 4 of these, you're getting 288 pages, as opposed to the 144 pages that comes in a pack of Field Notes. And if you really want to get nitty-gritty with the price comparison between Lochby and Field Notes starting price is about 11 cents per page, and Lochby's price is about 12 cents a page. So really, there's not a huge difference. But the difference in quality is huge. I promise I'm not going to bore you with tedious price per page comparisons on all of these notebooks. It just felt especially relevant for this one. Now for number 2, let's talk about a much cheaper option. Back when I made my 5 notebooks better than Moleskine video, one of the recommendations I got the most was for Apica. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. Apica is a Japanese notebook brand that is well known in the fountain pen community. But until recently, I had not tried one. But I got one in preparation for this video, and I can say, yes, it is very nice. As far as I know, they don't come in the Field Notes 3.5 by 5.5 inch dimensions. They come in the A7 size, which is slightly smaller than a Field Notes, and the A6 size, which is what I have, and that's slightly larger than a Field Notes. And yeah, I can see why this is so highly recommended. It looks nice, it feels nice, and it handles fountain pen ink reasonably well. If you look carefully, you can see just a spot or 2 of bleed through, but it's not enough to bother me. These notebooks consist of 2 stitch bound signatures that have been glued together and reinforced with this tape-like binding, kind of like you see on composition notebooks. I got mine for $2.55, and with 104 pages in here, the value is huge. Okay, some of my favorite pocket notebooks are yet to come, but first I need to tell you about today's sponsor, Veyer. I included their C5 tactical field watch in a recent video a few weeks ago, and since then this watch has completely replaced my cheaper Casio watch that I was using before. It looks super classy, but it's also super rugged. The glass is made of sapphire crystal, which is super hard and scratch resistant. The other day I went hiking with my family and I took this thing up almost to 10,000 feet above sea level, and I was wrangling kids over rocks and dirt the whole way, but I felt pretty confident that nothing bad was going to happen to this watch, and I was right. It's also very waterproof. Weyer makes a lot of dive watches, and at its core, this field watch has the same DNA. It's rated for 100 meters underwater, and to make doubly sure that nothing gets in, the little knob that you use to change the date and time, it screws down tight to completely seal off the watch. When you want to change the time, you have to unscrew it until it pops out, and then you can adjust the time, and then you push it in and screw it down and you're good to go. If you'd like to check out Weyer for yourself, I'll have affiliate links both to their main website and also to this field watch that I'm currently wearing. Okay, back to pocket notebooks. For number 3, we're going even cheaper than this Apica notebook I just showed you. This is Walmart's pen+gear pocket notebook. I only have one handy with me right now, but they do come in packs of 3. They're the same size as field notes, and like field notes, they each have 48 pages. But unlike field notes, it's stitch bound and it's amazing with fountain pens. It works great. That said, I will absolutely admit that Field Notes has Walmart beat on looks, but if you don't like the look of this, you can just decorate it and make it your own. And for $2.16 per pack of these, I just don't think I can really ask for much more from this notebook. Number 4 is one of my personal favorites. This is Flame Tree's mini notebook. It's about the same size as a Field Notes. It's slightly larger, so just keep that in mind. If you're using a slipcover or something, it may or may not fit depending on the type, but it's around the same size, and I really like these a lot. And it has the coolest page layout I've ever used. The left page is lined and the right page is blank. That makes it pretty versatile for both writing and drawing. You have that blank space if you want to doodle, and you have the lines if you just want to take notes or journal. But the really cool thing is that even on that blank page, the lines on the page behind it are somewhat visible. So you still have that lined guide all the way through this notebook, even though the right side is blank. And the paper in this is really good. I'm not going to say it's as luxurious as the Tomoe River paper in this Lochby notebook, but it is nice. It does get the job done, and I haven't really noticed any bleed through or feathering or anything like that. It's good stuff. This notebook also competes a little more directly with Field Notes as far as the look of it goes. Each pack has different cover art, and there's a wide variety to choose from. Right now these notebooks start at $8.99 for a 3-pack on Flame Tree's website, and on Amazon. They're readily available there too. So that's a pretty good deal compared to Field Notes, especially considering that there are 64 pages in each of these notebooks, as opposed to Field Notes 48. I put a few different affiliate links in the chapter section of the description. No pressure to use those links, but if you do, they can help support my channel. All right, we've made it to number 5. Thanks for sticking with me. Number 5 is the most expensive of the bunch, but if you're into pretty artistic pocket notebooks, this one really takes the cake. It's the Yamamoto Ro-Biki pocket notebook. And I got mine from Jet Pens for $7. Not $7 a pack, $7 for this one tiny little notebook. And it is tiny. It's nearly as wide as a Field Notes, but it's significantly shorter. There's some really interesting things going on with this notebook that, despite the price, make this worth looking into. For starters, the artwork is amazing and they have so many options to choose from. They're all so beautiful. And the paper is very fountain pen friendly. But the most interesting part of this notebook is the material of the cover. It's a kind of waxed craft paper. It's relatively thin, but I actually like that because it makes the notebook very flexible and easy to flip through. And the interesting thing about the waxed finish is it means that your notebook's appearance is going to change over time. So while this notebook feels very, very durable, there's an element to it that is supposed to kind of wear down over time, and that's actually a desirable trait of this notebook. After I've used this thing for a while, it might look even better than it did the day I got it. Also, even though the cover is fairly thin, it's reinforced by an inner cover of thick paper. So there's 2 layers there. And everything together feels really durable despite how flexible it is. So there you have it, 5 pocket notebooks that are better than Field Notes. In the comments, let me know what pocket notebooks you recommend. And if you want to support my YouTube journey, the best thing you can do is just to like this video and maybe even consider watching another one. That just encourages the algorithm to show my content to more pen and paper lovers. Thanks so much for watching.